Welcome to the channel Learning R is Fun. In the last video, we have seen that R stores categorical values which may be characters or numeric as factors. When we convert a column into a factor, the unique values of the column are stored as levels and the column data are stored as factors. The levels are stored as characters and the factors as integers. Although factors are stored as integers, they cannot be used for numeric operations like arithmetic. We can give a particular arrangement of levels by using levels argument within factor function so that the data is displayed as we want. We can bring up a particular unique value as a first value to be displayed using relevel function, which works with unordered factors only. In today's session, we will see why we need ordered factors, how to make them, and also how to generate levels while generating fictitious data. Variables have values. If these values are measurements, they fall into scale type. They may vary continuously, that is, they can have decimal value or only integers. The other type is categorical, where they may have nominal data or ordinal data. We know the categorical data is that which has some unique values getting repeated in the data set, right? These unique values may be either nominal or ordinal type. Nominal data is like names of fruits like apple, orange, banana, or names of cities or countries or gender, hair color, eye color, etc., which have no specific order by their inherent nature, and an order among them is generally not meaningful. They are just names, hence nominal. A nominal variable is one in which values serve only as labels, even if those values are numbers. For example, if we want to categorize male and female respondents, we could use a number 1 for male, number 2 for female. However, the values of 1 and 2 in this case do not represent any meaningful order or carry any mathematical meaning. They are simply used as labels. Nominal data cannot be used to perform many statistical computations such as mean and standard deviation, because such statistics do not have any meaning when used with nominal variables. However, nominal variables can be used to do cross tabulations. The chi-square test can be performed on cross tabulation of nominal data. On the other hand, we may have ordinal data like small, big, very big, or less likely, likely, more likely, minimum, average, maximum, etc., where some order of these values are meaningful. These have some order, hence ordinal. Values of ordinal variables have a meaningful order to them. For example, education level with possible values of high school, undergraduate, degree and postgraduate degree would be an ordinal variable. There is a definitive order to the categories. Say for example, undergraduate is higher than high school. But we cannot make any other arithmetic assumptions beyond that. We cannot assume that the difference in education level between undergraduate and high school is the same as difference between a graduate, undergraduate, etc. We can use frequencies, percentages and certain non-parametric statistics with ordinal data. However, means, standard deviations and parametric statistical tests are generally not appropriate to be used with ordinal data. By the way, non-parametric means that we don't make any assumptions about the data or its distribution. Typical descriptive statistics associated with both types of data are, that is ordinal and nominal, or frequencies and percentages. In statistics, we have specific tests to handle nominal and ordinal data. Factors help R to handle these categorical variables or as a solution for each type of data. In factor function, if we set ordered is true, then we get ordered factors. When it is false, we don't get ordered factors, that is, we get unordered factors. There is another function ordered, which is just like factor function to create ordered factors. Ordered factors make it possible to compare data in factors as per order created. We use the unordered factors for nominal data and ordered factors for ordinal data. Our statistical and graphic functions will then treat this data appropriately. With this background, let us proceed to RStudio. Now, so far we have been seeing unordered factors. We have seen levels can be arranged, but that is not ordering. So, when we have a factor without any order, then we cannot compare the levels like this, MUN4 and MUN7. Like that we cannot, which is greater, we cannot ask. So, ask we are saying not meaningful for factors. So, what we do is we create a ordered factor. Ordered factor, that is, first we set the data once again. This is the data instead of the factor. Now, here we are going to say levels are January to December. We are going to create 12 levels and we are going to add one argument, ordered is true. So, when we do this, what happens? Now, you see table, we are able to see January, February in the same order we have given, we are getting the table. And now, if we are asking whether MUN4 is, when this is greater than MUN7, it says true. If you look at months here once again, here we are able to see January is less than February is less than March, like that. This is the order. And we are getting the factors here, we are getting the order also. Normally, levels are mentioned one after another without this less than symbol. If it's an ordered factor, you will see this. Okay. MUN4 is this. MUN7 is this. So, it should say true. We'll try to understand this difference of arranging levels and ordering with one more example. Let us create one test factor. Here small, big, very small and very big. These are the four characteristics we are concatenating and we are making a factor and we are making a test factor out of that data. Now we'll look at test factor. It is saying 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 levels are there. If you have got a doubt, you can always ask length of what is test factor. You will get 4. Now we'll create levels in a particular order. So, very small, small, big and very big, okay, and then we will issue this. Now, we will look at test factor. Again, we are getting the same thing. So, with the levels alone, we are not able to create a order. We are able to get only in the particular order in which we want the factors to appear. It is appearing small, big, very small, very big. This is what we have said and that is how it is appearing. And very small, small, big, very big. This is the level we have mentioned and that levels are mentioned in the same manner. But there is no less than symbol here. So, this has not created the ordered factor. To create an ordered factor, we have to say ordered is true. So, that is what we are going to do in this statement. Now, we will ask what is test factor. It says very small is less than small, less than big, less than very big. So, that means the ordered factor has been created. Now, let us look at the use of the ordered factors. We will create a data frame. Order number is 1 column, 1 to 10. Order size is, we have created a what is called a sample in which small, big, very big. These are the 4 strings which are put in the concatenated information. This data, from this data we are going to take 10 samples with replace is true. So, the second column is going to have small, big, very big in particular order as the sample function is going to give you. So, first column will have 1 to 10, second column will have these strings in particular order which we don't know. Sampling may give it in a particular fashion. So, let's create this data frame and look at the data frame. So, very small has come twice, big, then very big. If you issue the command again, this time it may be different. Sampling is not going to be same every time. So we have got it like this. Now let us look at the structure of this data frame. The structure of the data frame says there are two columns. One is order number, that is integer. Another is order size, that is character. Okay. Now what we'll do, we'll factor the order size, that is df dollar order size, that we are going to assign with the factored df order size. So factor function df dollar order size, that means that particular column I am taking, and I am going to give levels in this very small, small, big, very big, same levels, and ordered is true. So let me execute this command. When you type these commands, you have to be very careful in giving these strings. It should be exactly similar to what is available inside the data. That means inside this concatenation function, in what fashion you gave, whether small, uppercase, whether there is a space after small, all those things you will have to follow in giving levels here. Otherwise, you won't get the results properly. So ordered is true, so therefore we got the ordered factor for order size in the df. Now let's look at df. We are getting small, very small. So the data looks similar without much of any difference. When we ask levels of df, we don't get any information because df is the total data frame, whereas levels are applicable only for a particular column. So you must issue df dollar order, that is levels of df order size. For this only the levels are going to be shown. And when you are simply asking what is df dollar order size, you are getting factor. How do you know it is a factor? Because it is showing immediately next line levels, and it is also showing with less than symbol. That means this is an ordered factor. So df dollar order size is now an ordered factor. So if you look at the structure once again of the df dollar order size, it says it's an ordered factor with 4 levels, and it says what are the values. The values are 2, 1, 2, 1, because this basically, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So in the data, this is the data, we got small first, then very small next. So small is your 2 and very small is 1, and next is 2, that means small, then very small. So the numbers indicate basically the levels. Now we can see the comparisons, where we can make comparisons because these are ordered factors. df order size 10 greater than df order size 9, it is saying false. df order size 9 is greater than df order size 1, it says true. What is df order size 9? It's very big. df order size 1 is small. So when you are asking whether very big is greater than small, naturally you should get true, and accordingly you get true here. Now finally, we will look at how to generate factor levels. In a previous video, we have seen how to generate numbers, and here we are generating factors. So GL is the generate level, is a function, and 2 means 2 unique levels are there, and 6, this unique levels have to be repeated 6 times. The multiplication factor, the 2 into 6 is 12, that is what is mentioned here. And these 2 unique factors, what are they? They are month dot abbreviation 1 and 2, that means Jan and Feb. This Jan and Feb should be repeated 6 times. That is the meaning of this generating level. Let's see my factor 1. Let us look at my factor 1. It is Jan 6 times, repeated 6 times, and Feb also repeated 6 times. Very likely, less likely, these are the three characteristics, and now here we are saying these are the 3 characteristics, unique levels, and each have to be repeated 10 times. So let's see what this does. So very likely repeated 10 times, 9, 10, and likely repeated again another 10 times, then less likely repeated 10 times. We'll generate to 120. Here what happens? 2 unique levels. We have not mentioned what are those levels. Therefore, automatically levels are taken as 1 and 2. And then it has to be repeated 1 and 2, 1 and 2 like that. But total is 20. So, it will go on up to getting the 20 factors. It is time to wind up this session. We have covered solid ground in factors in 2 videos and a review is in order. Factors help to handle categorical data. Factors are possible for both numeric and character data. Factors produce unique levels in the data. Internally, factors are stored as integers. Levels are characters. You can't do arithmetic with factor data. Factor levels can be arranged as we like to enable better display in a table or graph. If we require to compare levels in data, then we use ordered factors. That is, we use ordered factors when we have ordinal data, unordered factors when we have nominal data. There is a package with name 4cats which provide useful tools. We will discuss these tools in a future video when we introduce packages after crossing core R concepts. In our next video, we will cover how to handle strings in R. Till then, bye from me. Thanks for watching.